everybody, and welcome back to Learning Fives. We are here with the final show match of the day between For the Lulz and Team Substitute. My name is Nibiru, and I am joined here in a special guest appearance by Jewy, this time as a color commentator. Jewy, how confident you feeling, man?
Dude, not very confident at all, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Never color casted before, so this is my debut cast.
We'll get there together, man. You know, I feel like if we just split the load well enough, we'll get there in like two pieces. I can't promise one piece, but I can promise that these guys actually don't have bans right now. Like, they're banning things, but they just don't have bans.
Yeah, so I believe there's a bit of a technicality between the two teams, and after a little dispute, both teams lost their bans, so we're not going to talk about too much here. No one's spelling out any fancy words or banning anything
kids,
too specific.
If you fight over your toys with your brother or sister, your parents can and will take them away from you. So a little less about bans here and Learning Fives. You know, it's funny though that they're taking so long because they're just going down the list of A's. You feel like they'd be able to scroll to the next one by the time they got there, but apparently that's it's a little bit of an involved process. But you know what? No judgment here. It's we all have our strengths and weaknesses, Jewy, and apparently their strengths are not in finding what comes next in the alphabet, but that's okay. They have some strong picks at least. You know, they have the Ornn, they have the Camille, they have the Xin. All of these are meta champions.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely big fast picks be whipping out in the fast rotation. We actually see Pyke, and Annie. Definitely some lower pick rate champions, I would say. Going to be quite interesting to see how they play these champions on the side of Lulz.
I'll be interested to see if they do a standard bot lane here on For the Lulz as well. Last game they did, but the thing about Pyke is he's really strong when you don't have an AD carry, and that sounds ridiculous. But he has a lot higher win rate actually when you pair him with a mage because you have that extra burst damage. You know, Pyke can pull them and stun them, but then from there, he's kind of just smacking them with a wet bone noodle. And AD carries don't exactly have the highest burst, so if you have something like a Brand or even the now banned out Zyra to combo with that damage, your bot lane's a whole lot more deadly. But, you know, Jewy, I honestly don't suspect they'll go for that.
Yeah, I think, is this Pyke jungle? So, on the side of Substitute,
No,
they're
it's
picking
support.
for World Order. Okay, so
They're in weird order again.
Oh, okay. Unfortunate. So we'll see what marksman they actually pick up now. Unless you're telling me this Annie's bot lane with Pyke.
I kind of hope so. I'm going to be honest. That would work out really... Son of a... All right.
You take Zy, though, which is I think that's a good matchup with Pyke because they can do a CC chain together with a Deadly Flourish. I think it's called Blade Caller. That's the ability name. With Pyke's Hook, there's definitely some synergy in CC chain, which mages would usually offer. So I think it's a good pickup from the side of Lulz. And with Tana with Rakan on the side of Substitute, they have a lot of engage here between the Camille, Xin, and Rakan, giving Yasuo lots of knock-up opportunities. All of the champions possessing a knock-up or knock-back to some extent, even Draven. A lot of synergy on the side of Substitute.
The thing is, though, I'm afraid they might be falling into the trap where you pick Yasuo, and then everyone who's ever played in a 5-stack where someone picked Yasuo has done this before. They're like, well, I was going to pick this really good pick that's really meta and great into this matchup, but it doesn't have a knock-up.
Give me Malphite.
Yeah, no, better yet. Give me Blitzcrank top. We need it. We need that knock-up. And then you just suddenly get rolled over and lose. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I genuinely hope they didn't fall into that trap because that'd be really disappointing to see. You know, after last game, For the Lulz is going to be looking for a little bit of revenge, and their composition is... I like it a little bit more than last game because they have a lot more reliable engage, but with the Pyke and Jax, those are pretty hit and miss champions. So I'm not sure how they're going to be looking to take these fights, how they're looking to get these engages.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's kind of get everything or lose all from their side. Quite a snowbally team, definitely. I think we're going to see a lot of roams from Annie and Pyke as well. I guess we'll see how the early game plays out. I think it's going to be the most interesting point for both teams.
Yeah, because you do have that Xin who's incredibly strong in the early game. I'm assuming it's Xin jungle, and they're not going to do a quick swap between the Camille and the Xin. Though they could. And that'd be really interesting because we haven't seen Xin top in how many
In a
years has
long
it been?
time.
Probably about 5 years. So it'd be fun to see, but realistically not going to come out. But Xin has incredible early pressure. He's able to get those ganks off really easily because he has that long range engage. He has the long range poke out. He has his knockups. He has his heal. So he's going to be focusing a lot on the early game. But this Jax, you know, Jax jungle has always been a sticking point for me because I don't like it. And the reason for that is I've never seen it done well. Because it just always ends up being like, okay, you got the stun. You're dead now. Congratulations, I guess. So I'm hoping that Kyo can do pretty well on it. He did very well on the Kane last game. So I suspect he might have an equally decent time here with this Jax. But I do have a little bit of concern about their early game.
Yeah, Jax is a bit of a hit and miss champion. I think this is why you build him tank now with Cinderhawk. He is very engage reliant. The flash counter strike, huge AoE stun, which is brilliant. I think we saw Someday recently pull out a Jax top, and he did a flawless on it. But jungle, I think it has less scaling opportunities. You do have to buy a jungle item first, which somewhat sets behind your not snowballing, but getting your late game items, Titanic Hydra, the Triforce, for that huge Sheen auto attack. I think playing jungle does slightly put you behind in that sense. You're more of an engaged position rather than a split push and kind of a hyper carry.
Well,
So
we'll have
definitely good luck to Kia.
We'll have to see how that jungle works out, how the early game goes. But in the meantime, we're going to kick it over to a quick break, and then we will be back with For the Lulz versus Team Substitute.
For the money.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are now in game with the final Learning 5 show match of the evening. I am still Niberia, and I am still joined by Jewy. But first, let's introduce the teams. Shut up, Jewy. First, on the blue side, we have For the Lulz with Q Daddy 21 in the top lane, Wilhelm on support, Prockney Tiamat on mid lane, Kyu Ketsunagi on jungle, and Nikki Korn on AD carry.
And over on Team Substitute, playing on the red side today, we have Shun13, 2-0, I think. He's playing Camille in the top side. We got Moetta playing Xin Zhao in the jungle. Fable Master on the Yasuo in the mid lane. And in the bot lane, we have Can Opener Dude and Retro Suspect playing Draven and Rakam, respectively.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing the Draven lane, because if it's anything like my solo queue games, it's going to go one of two ways, Jewy. Either the Draven is going to win the early lane and then completely dominate, or he's not going to get a kill before like 6 minutes, and going to get absolutely steamrolled. So with that in mind, honestly, I like the chances of Team Substitute because, as you were mentioning in Champion Select, that Xin pretty strong in that early game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Draven has got a lot of snowballing power. It's a hit and miss champion, like we said about Jax. But when he does snowball, he really does pretty hard. He's quite a volatile champion. And Rakan definitely gives him the power to do so. Great engage tools for him early on. Doesn't take the Ignite though. I think this is a missed opportunity for Can Opener, dude. I think Rakan has some really good all-ins in early levels, especially against Zyra and Pyke, which are generally immobile in the first couple levels of laning phase. I'd like to see him taking the Ignite, be a little more aggressive. See Wilhelm taking Ignite.
Yes, absolutely. That is exactly. That flash, Dewey, was very interesting. Because there was no need for it whatsoever. So that's not looking good. I'm gonna be honest, and neither is that Bone Spear. This is a problem. Retro Suspect about to get first blooded. Ignite from Wilhelm gonna pick that one up, easy peasy. And like I said, Chewy, one of two ways, man. One of two ways, and it's looking pretty grim so far for Team Substitute.
And no light of hope for him, unfortunately. Burning his flash early that definitely did not do him justice when Wilhelm did hit that second hook. A great punish by Wilhelm there. So already building up a massive CS lead at level 3. We'll see how they extend this. It's like almost destroyed the laning phase for Draven, I think.
I mean, already it's such a big problem. I mean, it looks like Moeda is responding by trying to get the kill onto this mid lane gank, but unfortunately they just didn't have enough damage, barely missing the kill. So they don't really get anything off this bot lane lead that they just basically threw away by having their Draven not be careful enough. And another thing we were mentioning about the Xin, though, is similar to the Jax, right? He has to start off with a little bit of tankiness. In Zin's case, he just goes warrior, so screw that. But he does need that Trinity Force generally to get some damage down. Problem you're going to have if you can't get a gank and your bot lane's losing this hard is you'll never get the gold for it.
Yeah, for sure. He spikes very similar to Jax. This huge Trinity Force power spike is great for Zen. He's definitely able to get online before that, though. He has a lot of tools available in his kit for him. As you were saying, he does need a lane to set him up with that gank, and while Draven Rakan does look like the perfect lane for that sub, they're a little bit too behind, I think, and maybe just see a 2v3 eventually.
Oh, but the miss stun from Wilhelm might secure death for his AD carry. Nicky Corn so low, but Can Opener's going to pick up the kill. That is not what they were looking for in the bot lane here. Team Substitute getting a kill, but on the support, so Retro Suspect still as behind as ever. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up some CS and even it out, but still not looking great.
Yeah, a little bit of a saving grace, maybe. Nicky Corn feeling a little bit sad for the Drave and want him to give him some cold. Let him cash in his very low amount of stacks, but I don't think it was quite enough. They've still got some sort of gold lead here.
Able to get the stun there onto Can Opener. Dude, Electrocute gonna put down quite a chunk of damage, but it's not gonna matter. They missed the Counter-Strike stun follow-up. So he's going to get out of there. Retro Suspect still half health. Not going to base yet, however. So this is, again, just really, really not looking good for Team Substitute because they have to back here and potentially lose tempo in the lane, potentially lose the shove, could be frozen against them. There's all kinds of things that can go really, really wrong here, Dewey.
For sure. It's just great setup by the side of Nicky Corn and Wilhelm. Trying to shove this Draven back even harder, which is very good for them, very smart. Stopping his snowballing is definitely the right thing to do.
Ooh, Bone Spear, they land it. Are they going to get the stun follow-up? They do. They caught Retro Suspect. He has no mana. He has the Conqueror, but it's not going to be enough. He's almost certainly dead here. Nicky Corn solo. The AD carry going to trade kills, but it Can Opener, dude, picking up the kill once again. Just Retro Suspect cannot catch a break, and it's awful that they traded AD carries, but considering that Pyke does a lot better with items than Rakan does, because he can, you know, build damage and kill you, not sure how that is. Oh, please tell me he gets this. Oh, barely missing the stun, but Moeda is incredibly low. And in the mid lane, Progny Tiamat almost soloed out Fable Master, Wilhelm.
Wilhelm does want more though.
Do it. Hit the spear. He got the spear.
Oh my gosh, this man is crazy.
Oh! No.
Unfortunate. Wow, bot lane is a fiesta. Yikes.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. And I think that's the most accurate way to put it because that fight was looking okay. It was like, all right, cool. Wilhelm's just gonna pick up a trade kill on the way out, and then he missed it, and I was like, okay, they're gonna back off, right? Right?
Not quite.
Right? And it just never happened, Joey. They never backed off, and I can respect that in a way, though. You know, you just want to press the attack would be a fitting rune here for Wilhelm because he really just didn't want to give up. It was really gunning for him, man, and I gotta respect that kind of dedication.
It's pretty alpha, I have to say. The man is hungry for blood. He sheds some.
And just gonna have a little bit of a reset here, 28 to 28 for CS on these 80 carries. So a little more even than you'd expect, especially given how the early trades were going. Just a 200 gold lead here for Nicky Korn. But with the extra CS picked up now and what looks to be a gank coming out from Kyo Katsunagi as well, maybe we'll see that head back into favor of Nicky Korn and Wilhelm.
I mean, so a very small gold lead, but definitely don't want to impact too much here. I think it was Draven's flash bump there.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Well,
I think the Jack's getting away a little bit too much with the pressure from Wilhelm too. Ooh, teleport.
Ooh. What is this teleport?
Hello? Maybe they want this dragon? A little too much, maybe. I think they're too eager for this with the hookshot.
Hookshot does land, gets the stun, but Nicky going to make it out alive. I don't know if they're going to contest it. This is just a very weird move to me.
Yeah, I think this is quite a poor decision made by Shin. Maybe a little bit too eager, seeing the Jax coming into the lane and was maybe panicking. Doesn't want his Draven to int anymore.
Well, I mean, they got the dragon, and they're going to get the Hextech ultimatum, so Kyo is going to be stuck up a little bit in the fight, but they can't really force anything off of this if For the Lulz plays this carefully. Moeda's stuck under tower, gonna get taken out by the Pyke ultimate. He might be able to get the reset. No, barely misses it. Kyo stuck under tower so low, but Retro Suspect as well has to burn that heal. And Fable Master dies under tower.
Wow.
Really, the decisions that are being made here are so confusing to me on so many levels, because at first I was like, okay, you don't want to take that fight. Then I was like, okay, you want to take this fight, but Team Substitute doesn't. And then I was like, wait, Team Substitute wants this fight. No, yes, no, yeah, no, okay. And it ended up, you know, For the Lulz got some kills. Did Team Substitute get any? I mean, they got the dragon, but is that
They did get the dragon, yeah. I think what's most important about this, though, is that Shun is going to lose a lot of gold on the top side and going to get punished quite hard by Q Daddy for this. So I think his decision to do his teleport when the lane was so pushed towards him was quite poor, I think. Not only that, it was just a bad TP in general. They only get a dragon onto that and lose their jungler. So the gold is definitely swaying in the favor of Lulz here.
Oh, Wilhelm gets the stun. Cane Opener returns with the quickness ultimate there, but the ultimate, the Blade Caller, will it be enough? Not going to land it. Nicky Korn out of mana, so going to have to back off in ultimate for ultimate for ultimate trade.
That was crazy. Draven still does have this, though. Not enough mana for it.
Yeah, that's kind of been the problem all game. Like, we're looking at Q Daddy here in the top lane, and every time we look up here, he is completely You know, it looks like Kyo is going to try and relieve some of the pressure here, but I don't really think you want to duel that. He got the pressure relieved, though, and that's kind of what his goal was. Bone Skewer maybe landing? No. Wilhelm will get it
really
one
hungry.
day.
Yeah. Well, he's actually been hitting some good ones, like Gurton at the bot lane. Wilhelm is doing great in this laning phase, I think. You can already see he's actually built a substantial gold lead over almost everyone on the side of substitutes. The only one not quite is Xin Zhao, but does have was that 500 gold over Draven?
Yeah, jeez.
Quite impressive for a support. Almost more than his own ADC. I have to give him some respect for that. He is picking
He's only
up
down
all of these
3
kills.
gold on his AD carry. That's disgusting. And actually, that's gonna shrink because of the support item before they get back to lane. So I'm literally just watching the gold and waiting for Pikes to be higher. It's gonna happen, Joey.
It is gonna happen. What, 300 gold? I don't think that's gonna happen in this time walking for laning phase.
Oh, come on. It could. They're even now. I mean, yeah, Team Substitute's taking Rift Herald, whatever, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're taking Rift Herald. I think this is a great choice by them. So they do know that Nicky Korn and Wilhelm reset in the bot side, and there is fear of them coming top side, but they don't have a turret. There is no good enough reason for them to lane swap, so Rift Herald was a great idea for them to do here.
Call
Maybe
the
looking
force
for a
god.
three-man
Got
collapse.
windwalled. Oh no, that's terrible. Prockney missed the ultimate there. Doesn't get the stun onto anyone. So the Rift Herald is completely unanswered here at this point. Like you were saying, great decision from Team Substitute to pick this up. And really all that For the Lulz can do is look to try and respond with a tower or maybe a bot lane play once again. Oh,
Yeah,
as I say that, the engage comes out. Can opener's low, but Retro is...
the heal!
Oh man, that blade caller was nuts. Retro
That was a lot of damage.
so low. He's gonna be able to
It was-
make it out, but damn, what a turn.
The exposure of press the attack does offer quite a lot of damage. I think is it 12% more, or maybe it was enough
Yeah.
to change. But I know it was something like that not too long ago. So wow, that really does add up with the blade caller. The more feathers you get, huge damage output. Pretty difficult to respond with.
And with that, once again, Nikki Korn going to force at least one member out of the lane of Team Substitute. And you can see it when you look at the gold. Like, I was obviously kind of joking around about the gold between the support and AD carry, but it doesn't diminish the fact that this is a huge gold lead here. You know, they have 1,000 gold on their opponents pretty handily here. And at this point, it only looks to be increasing. You know, there's not a whole lot of global gold. Actually, there's none coming out from either team. So when you have the winning bot lane, you're just going to get items up, and it's almost a full BF sort of advantage here for Nikki Korn in terms of gold.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And the side of War Squad is actually, looking at it, kind of built around their ADC. They do have anti-stuns and engages with the Jax and the Call of the Forge God from Pawn 2. I think this is a great setup for Xayah. So having all of their gold in the bot lane is really good for them, especially at this early stage in the game. They transition into mid-game really well. I think this is a really good start for them. And obviously a 3k gold lead, which I think any team would be happy with at 13 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they lost the Mountain Drake, but really that 3k is going to sit quite nicely in their pockets, I'd think. Retro Suspect and Can Opener, dude, maybe looking for the engage here. They don't know the jungler is there. Can Opener gets the ultimate, gets the charm, but will it be enough? The response comes out from Camille. She teleported down. It looks like it's just going to be fine. Keo going to be the first death. The ultimate doesn't get the execute, though. Blade Caller will not pick it up, but Featherstorm does. Blade Caller going to get the root onto 2, but Nikki Korn, nonetheless, going to get taken out by Shun. And it's a 2-for-1 there in the bottom lane, and very narrowly avoiding a 1-for-none in the mid, but Prockney will be able to farm up for me. Oh, okay, he's fine. I thought the tower shot was going to kill him. That was going to be, so painful.
Yeah, but unlike last time, Shun did actually do a brilliant teleport there. Props to him. He learned a little bit from his previous mistakes, and he followed up with a very nice teleport into the bot lane bush. Orton didn't have his. The TP advantage worked in their favor quite well. And able to pick up some kills there and narrowing this gold lead by quite a bit now. It's only 1k now. So this huge shutdown gold, which I believe was put in 8.11 or 8.12, and then it was recently buffed even more. The shutdown gold is actually brilliant. It's giving people so many gold. So just killing Pyke, who is, I think he had 3 kills, so he's on a kill streak. That gave Xin Zhao 450 gold, all for himself. And then the Xayah bounty similarly gave 450. So some big bounties really helping to close out this gold lead.
And they're kind of where you want them right now, because yes, Draven is behind, and that sucks. But I feel like getting him ahead isn't as good as getting ahead your actual playmakers, and Can Opener Dude is getting just absolutely chunked there. Almost caught out. Good win wall. Fable Master's win walls this game have been on point. He has blocked so much stuff for his team. So many anti-Qs denied. It's been some solid Yasuo play, and that's something I really never want to have to say ever again. Because I don't like Yasuo.
You don't like him?
I
think he's a great champ.
He's fun to watch. He's just so frustrating to play against sometimes, and I know that's just because I'm bad, and I fully admit to this. But I'm still bad, so it's still frustrating. Oh my God, that last breath coming out of nowhere, and the follow-up from Can Opener, dude. This is exactly what their composition wants. They picked up 3 or 2 in the fight. They're looking to make it 3 though. Oh my God, the response kills. Nikki Korn and Wilhelm getting 3 kills for their team. Nikki Korn is certainly dead here, but they made it a 4-for-3 in favor of Team Substitute. But without them, that would have been an absolute disaster.
No, Q did have teleport there, but he had no HP and teleport, so it was just a 4v4. Substitute did pick up the dragon too, so while the gold lead didn't change too much and it's still 1k difference, they did get a dragon in their favor and some more shutdowns on some priority champions. And that last breath, as you said, was truly spectacular. Spectacular. That was a great combo with the grand entrance and the quickness combined with last breath. Wow, that was nice to watch.
That was satisfying. See, that's why Yasuo is fun though, right? Because he makes these big plays and it's so fun to watch. But I just can't shake the hatred bubbling beneath my remembering all the times that my team just kind of fed a Yasuo.
Being on the receiving end is not fun.
Yeah. No, the receiving end is so awful because it's just like, where did this guy? Oh my God, he's 7-1. How is he not 1-11? That's the experience whenever they're on my team, and suddenly you have this massive split push 1v1 team fight monster out of nowhere. And unless you're 7-1, you can't deal with them. So hopefully that doesn't become the case for the Lulz, or they're going to be coming home today with 0-2. With that, it looks to get a pickup onto Canterbury. They're able to get it. The summon Tibbers going to put down the burst they need, proccing Tiamat in a lot of trouble. However, the red buff, the red smite, going to do all the damage they need. But Wilhelm is here to try and secure the kill, getting the stun. Q Daddy going to pick it up a 1-4-2 in that extended engage.
Yeah, the power of Pyke really coming into play. Wow, Wilhelm is just taking everyone's life. And I think it was the duo with the Jacks there, taking down Rakan and Xin Zhao quite nicely.
Oh, that bone skewer. Oh, that was nasty.
That was nasty indeed. And they're going to look for this bot lane turret here. It's a 4v1 to the advantage of Lulz here. I think they're just going to chase him down the lane.
Yup, they picked him up. They didn't get the ult execute, but
really not much he can do. He has no summoners other than Baron. It's not really worth fighting at this point.
This is the thing that I really love about Pyke, though. I mean, if you can get into this advantageous position, which it's honestly a miracle that they have. Once you get there, your support stealing your kills is a good thing because he gets more gold, you get the same gold. And if you see this engage coming out here,
wow, this chain CC.
It's just going to be a free win for the Lulz because there's just nothing Team Substitute can do, especially not 2v4 against Pyke, Ornn, and Xayah. Jax. Like, there's so much CC, there's so much damage, there's nothing you can do at that point. And again, if you look at Wilhelm's gold, he's up to almost 7,000. You compare that to Draven, you compare that to Can Opener dude on that Rakan. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. He's 500 ahead of the enemy AD carry, and he's 2,300 ahead of the enemy support. It's just, it's incredible, and he deserves it because of how he's been playing.
You did say it was a miracle, but I have to give it to Wilhelm that he is actually performing and he's doing exactly what his champion wants him to do. He's taking these really vital hooks, really good timings as well, and he's just chasing people down, and there's just nothing he can do, they can do rather, while he's this fed and this strong. But I would like to talk about itemization a little bit. Usually I see Pikes in my games go for a Dustblade first time, but he's gone for the Cleaver, which the Phage passive I think is really good for him, along with the CDR. And give him a lot of power to chase down people, which is exactly what he's been doing so far, and it's going to help him definitely in doing so. A Bloodthirst the first time for Draven. Now, one thing I do see in Draven's a lot is BF swords, and this is an item which requires one of those. So
that is some high-level item analysis there, Dewey. Thank you for reminding us the requirements.
What can I say?
Ooh, that's one dead bird.
Yeah, I don't think it's too unnormal for him to buy. He can buy a lot of different items from what I'm aware, mostly involving BF sword, as I said.
Yeah, you know, you can start with. He's an 80 carry, so he builds 80 carry things. Oh my God, that was a great Hextech ultimatum from Stoon there, avoiding the Pyke execute. That that was. It shocked you into sneezing. Like, that's how good it was. I just cannot. See, it's like one of those things when you have a fighting game and you have that frame perfect dodge, and you're just like, oh,
that Captain Jack QSS.
Yeah. Except this time it just didn't matter, and it's probably not going to matter that one death avoid. But look at the KDA coming out from Shkoon because of that ultimate.
Yeah, he
keeping the 0
KDA well. I gotta give it to him. The man doesn't want to go down without a nice KDA to look at again and say, hey team, you're a bit trash, look at me.
Yeah.
Up in CS over my opponent. I got kills, I got no deaths. Definitely with a smile on his face at the end.
you mentioned that he's up in CS, and really, that's incredibly impressive considering how the lane went. He was down by like 30 because of how much he roamed. But as I say that, Team Substitute's looking for the Baron, and they're looking for the engage here. Q Daddy is alone in the fight, but he pulls out, he jumps out, and the call of the Forge Gods, the last breath, interrupted the Blade Call, the Annie ultimates. Oh my god.
That's 4 people that Blade Caller hit there. That was wonderful. Positioning from Nicky Corn was absolutely on point. I don't think they could have positioned any better to the perfect lineup for Blade Caller there, and they're just gonna take Baron right off the back of that play. Definitely great decision.
Just, oh.
Like these massive wombo combos we're seeing from both sides. We saw that brilliant last breath from Fable Master down at the Dragon earlier. Now we just saw
look at the death timers really quick. Notice how they're perfectly in sync.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that.
It's nice not just to watch, but it's nice to think about how well executed the team fight had to have been from For the Lulz to kill 3 people at the same time from 2 different people. It's just like, that's nice. That deserves a round of applause almost, and they're gonna get their reward. Like, yeah, Baron, but they also got their first dragon of the game, and that's gotta feel good.
First dragon indeed. Congrats to them. I don't think they cared too much. They're 9k up at this point. The players might not know it themselves, but I think they can feel it, especially after that great team fight. Yeah, we do have Baron buff to work with here now. They did reset though, and we've got in the side lane Nicky Corn and Tiamat in the bot. I think this is a bit odd. I think they just want to group and force because they do have a superior team fight at this stage in the game, and they don't have any inhibitor towers other than bot want to pressure on. But even then, the tier 2 mid lane turret is up, so it's really an unsafe split push. I think the only person I could see split pushing is Jax. Definitely with the Tiamat and Blood Razor, he's able to do it quite efficiently.
That great skewer to start the fight. Call the Forge God. Pyke putting out so much damage, but Annie is putting out more. Taking the double kill, looking to get a 3rd kill of the fight. Fable Master taken out. Kyu Ketsunagi gonna pick up that final kill of the fight, and they just got 3 for none. It's almost certainly at least gonna be that inhibitor tower with that Baron buff bonus, with Tibbers pounding down on the door. This isn't looking too good if you're Team Substitute, Jewy.
Definitely, as I said, they should have just forced the mid fight, and it's exactly what they did, and they're getting rewarded for it greatly. They're going to take an inhibitor, and more lives potentially. I don't see the end for them here. Fable Master in retrospect, coming up in a couple seconds, so they're just going to get the inhibitor and rotate towards the top side. Yeah, this is great for them. They do want to push in these tier 2 turrets, get rid of all of them now, so that was the mid one they just got, and this top one now. This is going to be great for them, opening up the map a little bit more. And get some split pushing going down on Jax if they want to. They can do kind of like a 1-4. Get some pressure in the side lanes.
Looks like their Jax is backing those, so the rest of them need to follow suit. I have to think they were trying to bait that, but Procty, you don't the caller!
That was a bait.
Going wild here. Moeda in a lot of trouble. That just should not have happened the way it did,
What was that damage?
I was so not ready for that. Bone Skewer gonna come in, secure the 4th kill of the fight. Nicky Corn is just popping off here. Absolutely disgusting damage. There's not much else to say. That Blade Caller just ripped through the entire team of Team Substitute, and suddenly they have pressure on an inhibitor without 2 of their members available to fight. Like, yeah, the last breath comes out, but he can't do anything. If he follows up, he dies. He has to contend with that Pyke peel. He has to contend with the Ornn peel. And even if you pick up Nicky Corn, what do? Like, that's... Granted, that's a very fed Zaya.
It's still an inhib, and Jax is split pushing in the bot side. All this power on Nicky Corn is absolutely fabulous. I don't think they were ready for it either. Maybe it was more of an accidental bait than anything.
Yeah.
Maybe Prognay was already looking at his shop, looking for what he wanted to buy next.
Because it really looked like that. It looked like an intentional bait, but then it looked so bad for them. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, Jewy, but it really did not look intentional. Oh, and there's the catch onto Kyo, but a great counter-strike might keep him alive long enough to pick up Can Opener. No, he's going to stay alive, but Call the Forge God's going to get the snipe. No, so low, and Nicky Corn now on the backside, but it doesn't matter. Procny and Nicky do so much damage that there's really nothing Team Substitute can do. It was a great engage, but they lost 3 and only got 1. All inhibs are now down.
Stop for a minute. Zaya has 5k in her pocket. I think that's 3 team fights back to back. They have actually just won now. This is kind of crazy. And Nikicorn almost doing some of them single-handedly. I do think Kieran Orn stayed a little bit too long there, as he said, and got punished for it. But it did get them a third inhibitor, so a little bit of a sacrifice and reaping a reward for it.
It's just... Chewy, this game is weird. It's just so bizarre. And the funny thing was, they lost, as you said, that third team fight or so in a row. But even with the fact that Xayah was banking 5k, you want to know the actual gold deficit in effective gold? 1k.
1k.
It's just like, okay, cool. You forced them to not back, but you've only gained yourself 1,000 gold and you've lost 3 team fights in a row. It's just really not looking good for Team Substitute. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to try and pull it back at this point.
Really not. And Infernal Baron coming up in just under 2 minutes, so Lulz got in a great position to take those, and it's definitely going to be kind of contested by the side of Substitute. They have 3 inhibitors down, and with the bo1 most recently down, it's not going to be up in time for the Baron Nashor. So they can either just send Jax down there or just leave the super minions to do their work and take rid of the Nashor, and then eventually take away the Nexus, which is what I foresee them doing in the next couple minutes.
They're just poking around, putting down their vision. They know that they've got the game in the bag if they play carefully. They remember what happened to them last game. They remember that it was just like, oh, we just lose here, huh? That felt awful. And now they're like, hey guys, remember last game? Let's just do that, but to them instead of us. And they're really executing perfectly so far. And now there's that Bloodthirster onto Nikicorn, who's already throwing.
Flash Tibbers.
Oh, the Flash Tibber's gonna land onto that Draven. That is 1 dead Draven, and that's gonna be the game already.
They don't even need Nash. Brilliantly executed by them. Wow.
Really just so well
Well done to them.
That was... There's not a whole lot to say about that game, Dewey, because it started bad and it ended worse. And yes, there's a whole lot of middle stuff there that makes up the sandwich of the game, but that meat was really just very consistent all the way through, and it was just saying, Team Substitute dies.
I have to hand it to the bot lane of Lulz there. They definitely did make Substitute die over and over and over. Draven finishing 3-8 and Rakan unfortunately turn 9. Huge damage output from both Pyke and Xayah. Very impressive from both of those players. Definitely leading their team to that victory. Quite impressive.
It's just a great job from them. And with that though, Dewey, I have a sad announcement.
Oh no, is this the end?
I think it is. I think that was actually... I'm confirming with myself that that was the final show match of the night. And I know we're all so sad. Dewey is sitting here crying in the corner. I know. And I'm going to have to comfort him after this. But while I comfort you guys, let me tell you what you can do. If you want more show match action here from Learning Fives, you can follow the Twitch, or you can look in the description to find our Discord, find our Twitter, follow there, and feel a little bit of that Learning Fives show match magic until we're back with our next set of show matches. So stick around for those coming in the next few weeks. But until then, that is the final game from us. We hope you have a wonderful rest of the afternoon or evening. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.